Okay, it's day 64 now. I skipped my day 33 or 63 video because uh, I went to the UFO museum, and that was what it was. I made a video about it. It was fun. Other than that, nothing really of note happened. So it's day 64 now. I went and did the Carlsbad Caverns tour, and that was really cool. I thought we were going to get into a more exclusive part of the cavern. It was just an area that had been closed since COVID started, which was still cool because there was like all the other tourists walking around, and they're like, "Where are these guys going?" We got our shirt. It's Hike for Mental Health. Really good organization. So did that tour. The geologist was really interesting. I knew a lot of that stuff because that's just kind of a just hobby interest of mine is geological stuff, and but he definitely had some information I'd never heard before. So it was cool. I'm glad we got to do it. I'm glad I decided to come up here and do this. Carlsbad fucking sucks though. Like the town itself, fuck this fucking place. It's fucking weird, man. It's a bunch of fucking Trump supporters, and it's and bikers, and like I normally don't have really a problem with bikers. They can do their own thing usually, and they kind of just keep to themselves a little bit. But I mean, some of you guys saw what I posted about the bar. It's fucking ridiculous. But for the last couple days, I've been debating if I want to say anything about 9/11 since it's the 20th anniversary, and there's a lot of people might not like what I have to say about it, and 20 years is a pretty big milestone, especially since we're out of Iraq. We're out of Afghanistan now. And, so yeah, this is basically my 9/11 story. When 9/11 happened, I was 20 years old, and I had just started college. I was just started community college, and I was working at this place called Samurai Sam's, kind of like Tokyo Joe's a little bit. They do like teriyaki bowls and stuff, and I remember my roommate had woken me up, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta come fucking see this right now." And like, I did not like being woken up, and so I go down there, and I'm just like kind of like, what? And then I saw what was happening, and I was like, holy shit. But I didn't have the same reaction a lot of people did. At first I was like, this is insane. I was like, what the hell is happening here? And but my reaction, instead of like the vitriol that a lot of America had, my first reaction was like, damn, these people are fucking pissed at us. I was completely ignorant of politics at the time. I was like, man, what the fuck did we do to make them so mad to have to do this? And so it's what drove me into political science. It's what made me a political junkie. It was that one moment defined pretty much the last 20 years of my life, And that whole day at work, I think we had 2 customers, and the lady I worked with brought in her little black and white TV, and we were just glued to it all day, just watching what the fuck was going on. And and I like the one thing that really stood out to me that I remember more than anything is like going outside and not hearing a single plane all day. I just remember that being like, this was like being like, wow, this is so weird. But yeah, so I was like, well, what the fuck did we do to these people? So I started digging into that, I was like, why are they so mad? Why are they so mad at us that they had to attack like that? And then I started learning about American foreign policy and how we treat other countries, and how, we're just imperialists, it's all, luckily, I don't know. I just completely dove into political science because of that. I remember I was taking Speech 101, and everyone was like, well, this is how you bake a cake, or this is how you fix a flat on a bike. That was one of the last people I'd get up here, and I'm like, this is why America's a fucking piece of shit, and why these fucking people attacked us. It was just like, It was like, damn, that's a fucking heavy subject, man. That's really what you want to go with. And so yeah, and then I mean I just kept going farther left after that. As the more I learned, I really, really got into politics, and especially that's how I was like, wow, okay, so these people were Saudi nationals. Let's find out more about Saudi Arabia. And I learned about them. Then I got really interested in the Israel and United States relationship, and got really into that, and like really, really dove deep into the Israel-Palestinian conflict. That's probably I probably know more about that than any other subject. It's crazy. I mean, it goes back 10,000 years. It's crazy. It's like back to Bedouin, and it's just just land rights, and it's that whole area has always been under constant conflict. Crescent of life, man. It just it's insane. So it's America's fault. It's America's fault it's happened. They go in there and they start meddling with countries, and sure enough, people are gonna get pissed, and then they're gonna strike back. Because what are you gonna do? America comes in and ruins your country, and fucking, it sucks, but it happened, and because we are fucking dickheads. I mean, it was terrible. It was a terrible thing that happened, but and I still have questions about it. I'm not a truther by any means. Those people are insane, but there is some inconsistencies. Huge. It's like $2.6 trillion had gone missing from the Pentagon like a week before. Like, just vanished. They had no fucking idea what it went to. My guess is it probably went to funding insurgencies around the world and shit like that, and giving it to foreign governments, like questionable foreign governments, for their support and things like that. And so I don't know, man. It's part of me says people need to just get the fuck over it. It was 20 years ago, and it has created this entire. It's what branched. I mean, maybe Republicans were headed that way anyway. I don't know, but it's what branched the ultranationalism that we see today. 20 years, and it's been festering for 20 years of people being just zealots about it. Just the extreme bigotry that is coming out of 9/11. Now, people killing 6. They aren't even. They're like one of the most peaceful people in the world, and just because they're not white, they're like, oh, you look like a Muslim, you must be a Muslim. No, you fucking people are idiots. And it's been the driving force between, like, when I comment on shit and like get real mad, that's where I'm drawing that from, is the way that the right acted after 9/11. And you know what the really fucked up thing was? September 12th is the most unified this country will probably ever be, ever. Like, everyone threw aside everything for a couple of days there, a week maybe a month. That might be giving a little bit much credit, but there was no political divisions. We were all just Americans, and we were all just horrified over what happened, and we just wanted to help each other out and comfort each other however we could. And it was, as terrible as 9/11 was, it was one of the most beautiful things that ever happened in the country, because of how it pulled all the people together. But of course, that didn't last long. So it fueled the ultranationalism, drove us into 2 fucking shitty wars, ruined all of our personal freedoms with the Patriot Act and things like that, which no president since then has even questioned. Nobody, no, not Obama, nobody has even questioned it. And that is, you want to talk about totalitarian shit? Go look at what the Patriot Act provisions are if you've never actually seen what they are, because it's really fucked up, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's a law passed by Congress. It's the law of the land. Until that gets changed, that's the way it is, and that'll probably never change. They'll never change. They have complete control over all of our communications. Like it's like people who don't realize, like people who weren't around before that don't realize what like the '90s were like. The '90s was like, it was just like everything. Everybody was making money. It was great. Things were going really well. We weren't in like we had like I think where did we have we Clinton went into I want to say Serbia. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up. But other than that, we really weren't doing a lot of stupid military shit around the world like we do now. The military budget wasn't completely exploded like it is now. Um, that's why part of me is like the government wanted this to happen. If they weren't involved, they definitely weren't disappointed when it did because it allowed them to pass a lot of things that they wouldn't have been able to pass otherwise. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. I mean, I share fucked up memes and shit, but I mean, it's 20 years ago. That'd be the equivalent of us still complaining about Vietnam in 1990s and 2000. If like it would have been like, okay, well, maybe not 2000, but it would have been like early 90s. We still would have been like Vietnam, blah blah blah. But you didn't hear that shit. You didn't fucking hear that shit. We got out, and the vets got fucked, and vets are still getting fucked. But Vietnam wasn't a 20-year war because of it. You want to talk about some George Orwell shit. It's perpetual war is a real thing. It drives. It allows the government to keep control over their people when they have someone else to fight. That's when you're fighting another place, another people. You don't have time to fight your government because you're so concerned about what the other people are going to do. And I don't know. We're out of Afghanistan now. 20 years has passed. It's got a long road ahead of us. I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know what's going to happen. 2022 elections are going to be very important. Very important. Like, if you've ever considered voting and you haven't before, vote in those elections. Because it's going to be a defining moment in American history. So, tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I might go up to White Sands National Park, just because sand dunes are really crazy. I get to see them very often. And then from there, I think I'm going to shoot up to Grand Canyon area and screw around there for a couple days, because there's an Overland Expo in Flagstaff on September 18th, I believe. So I think I might try to go to that just to, see what's going on and see if I can get some ideas or something, and just help. Maybe I can make some connections or something, and so yeah, that should be interesting. But yeah, fuck Carlsbad though. This place fucking sucks. Other than the caverns, caverns cool. Fuck the rest of the area. Talk to you next time.